So before I begin this video, I want to issue trigger warnings for the following items on the screen. For this video to make sense, let me start by giving the average viewer a backstory. So if you're on this channel for the very first time and you haven't seen a video on this channel before, and it's your first time hearing any of these names, that's okay, I'll explain everything. Hi, I'm Tish, and I've been covering a situation on a YouTuber that involved allegations of domestic abuse, sexual abuse, child pornography, grooming, and verbal and emotional abuse. Who is that YouTuber, you may ask? Her name is Anna Campbell. She had a YouTube channel with over 400,000 subscribers. After these allegations were put forth against her, she has lost over 10,000 of these subscribers. Now, to understand the situation a little bit better, let's meet the victims who started this movement. This is Kaylee Jade. She is a social media influencer with over 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, and she once had an Instagram with over 40,000 followers. She was the first person to allegedly accuse Anna Campbell of domestic abuse. She and Anna dated for a while, and she stated that she allegedly during their relationship was introduced to large amount of drugs and experienced domestic abuse. She released videos of the aftermath of these domestic abuse incidents. Now moving on from Kaylee Jade, this is Taylor Lynn, another one of Anna's exes. They also dated for a significant amount of time. Taylor Lynn allegedly experienced sexual abuse during their on and off relationship. She accused Anna of rape when she was unable to consent due to being under the influence of alcohol. Anna, however, denies this and posted a video of the next morning of Taylor dancing, saying that Taylor was sane and functioning well at the time of the incident. Later on, it was allegedly confirmed that Anna tampered with the evidence by editing the part where Taylor seemed to be stumbling onto a wall. Anna edited the video to not include it and sent it to drama channels to build a narrative that she was innocent and a victim of defamation. Next, this is Natalia Taylor, another one of Anna's exes, who stated that she allegedly experienced emotional trauma and widespread hate online as a result of Anna being dishonest about the details of their breakup. Natalia stated that she was in psychosis and broke up with Anna to seek medical help privately at the time. She claimed to have been coerced into taking drugs, although she told Anna repeatedly that she has a family history of mental illnesses, specifically schizophrenia. If you haven't realized this by now, all of the people I've stated so far are Anna's exes, from different walks, coming together for a common cause, which is getting justice against Anna Campbell. The last person, however, that I'm gonna mention is named Maddy. She isn't particularly an ex of Anna, but she was a fan of Anna, who was flown out to spend time with her privately. It's important to note that Maddy was underage at the time of all this, meaning that she was not of legal age of consent at the time of the incidents. She was referred to by Anna as my chosen one and other strange remarks that can be taken allegedly as love bombing and grooming. Maddy had stated that Anna allegedly groomed her and other young underage fans during their love for her online presence. Maddy's claims were further brought to light when a picture was leaked and surfaced online showing Anna at 24 kissing a 16-year-old fan together with Natalia Taylor in a three-way kiss. Natalia and Anna have both apologized, but due to Anna's continuous grooming allegations, only Natalia was forgiven by the girls involved. Maddy has also accused Anna of distributing allegedly child pornography and having two group chats with minors where she would only show up when explicit content was brought up, influencing the children to make a dedicated group chat for pornography to keep Anna interested and more engaged with them. So far, we have met 3 of Anna's exes, Taylor, Natalia, and Kaylee, and we have also met one of Anna's fans and heard the allegations and testimonies from these underage fans. Now we have all confirmed that Anna is a terrible person. But where do I come into all of this? Well, let me explain. So, on to me, I guess. My online name is Tish. I made my first video on this channel 5 months ago. That was my first video, so I was rightfully scared. So my first 3 videos had no commentary, just screenshots of Twitter threads. I got a few comments asking for commentary. So I faced my fear and I made a commentary video. And I continued doing that going forward. I was petrified posting my first video, but afterwards I kind of felt good about it. Because also, I was calling Anna out before all the allegations came forth. And I took a leap of faith, and by going against the mass, and everyone was kind of okay with it. Under all my videos, I specified that my channel was a safe place for different opinions. I strived that my channel was an unbiased place to speak on the facts first and foremost, and I promised that no one was safe from accountability on my channel. I refused to follow the mass, and I refused to close my eyes or look the other way when someone I once respected wrongs anyone, and that included me as well. I included my opinions, but I made sure that everyone was entitled to theirs as well, and that anything can be argued with through a healthy discussion. Do I block or delete any comments under my videos if they disagree with me? No, definitely not. I had only one comment blocked in 5 months of videos, but that's because that person took it way too far and the discussion was no longer healthy, and I'm afraid my style of videos was used against me. Let me explain. On May 28, 2021, I made a video titled Anna Campbell, Kaylee Jade, and Lynn's recent Twitter thread, fully narrated plus explained. This was the thumbnail. Was it very flashy and eye-catching? Yes, but that was done for the purpose of getting as many people to open it and get Kaylee's domestic abuse story truly heard. And it worked! Kaylee came across it and shared it onto her personal Twitter. She also left a comment stating that she appreciated that I made a video that focused more on awareness than the typical T-type drama video format. This was my reply to her comment, hoping that I did her story justice. I have previously mentioned on my channel that I felt like Kaylee was one of my favorite Anna X that I was introduced to by Anna. Do I think that is what prompted Kaylee to share the video? Possibly. Of course, at the time, I was very grateful that she shared it after I worked so hard making it. It was my most viewed video at the time. But now I realized after recent events that I will get into later on that she used me, as with other channels, to build a narrative. Kaylee then continued to stand up for my video and me. The next video that Kaylee shared from my channel to her audience was 2 months ago after the initial video that I told you about. After that, she also left a comment on another video posted on June 24, 2021 of Natalia, Taylor, and Lynn reuniting. The next indirect interaction I had with Kaylee was on July 16, 2021, when Kaylee shared videos of her Instagram livestream to another YouTube channel. I've been collecting on her behalf these live streams and posting them onto my channel, as Kaylee stated in one of her live streams that she was not a YouTuber, but there are some nice YouTubers who share her Instagram lives to YouTube for her, and she encouraged it, so I saw no problem in it. I was then solidified that I was doing the right thing as she shared them to this YouTuber named Siley Gets Real. Kaylee personally went through my channel and handpicked 2 of my videos about her live streams on my channel out of 3 videos that she needed to send over. The reason I know that it was my channel is because I had a title card on all of my videos, and the videos were also linked in the description. On June 23rd, 2021, I was messaged by another big YouTuber for help on information to help that YouTuber on their first video on Anna Campbell. That video did really well, and I was more than happy to help out. We will call this YouTuber as Person A to protect their identity. When this YouTuber reached out to me, I also reached out to Kaylee, but I never got a response. And that's okay because each time that I did reach out to her, the message did eventually get to her each time. Around the end of June, Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor finally rekindled their friendship after Anna pinned them against each other for a very long time. Maddy eventually joined them in this sisterhood. Fans started idolizing them, and some started edits or going around commenting on other bigger YouTubers to make a video to get them to cover their stories. Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor were eventually nicknamed K and T on Twitter. Eventually, big YouTubers like Slo4n, Trisha Paytas, Repzion, Repzilla, and Ready to Glare got a hold of the situation and promised videos. I was happy that these big YouTubers were taking over from other smaller channels. We were excited that we were one of the first few people to turn this into a movement by spreading awareness. Another smaller channel worth mentioning was umm261. She had a channel far longer than me, and Kaylee used her to spread her domestic abuse story first. She heard Kaylee's story directly from Kaylee and even video chatted with her and helped her share her pictures and videos of her abuse. Other smaller channels also helped share Kaylee's story. However, whenever any drama channel would post on the situation, Kaylee and Natalia would storm in and get in contact with them far beyond just an interview, to the point that drama channels broke that boundary of keeping subjects of their videos separate from them. This was strategic on Kaylee and Natalia's part, as befriending drama channels guaranteed them being on their side no matter what comes forward. This behavior was not exhibited by Lynn. Taylor would thank the drama channels, and that was that. Kaylee and Natalia became close to drama channels to the point that they started having their numbers, FaceTiming them, sending voice notes, and interacting all over Twitter for public views. Now, what does this mean for people like me? Well, I strived on keeping myself unbiased, not kissing ass or interacting beyond professional interactions with subjects of my video. I wasn't looking for influencer friends, and in my book, nobody's exempt from accountability. This probably didn't fly well with Kaylee and Natalia, so I was never befriended. So just remember all this, and it will all come of importance later on as I proceed with this video. See, when Taylor wanted to press charges against Anna Campbell for the abuse, she started a GoFundMe for legal fees. See, problems started arising after she started this GoFundMe. But at the beginning, Taylor clearly stated that any unused proceedings will be donated to charity. But that was used against her later on. I'll explain. She also stated that she was more than willing to share the amount collected with Kaylee and Natalia. Kaylee and Natalia seemed very on board with that at the time, even calling it our GoFundMe. On August 7th, 2021, Kaylee unfollowed Taylor all of a sudden, which prompted fans to start questioning what might have happened. Of course, the speculations came only from a few people, and everyone who noticed it were very confused at the time. But of course, Kaylee wanted more of a statement than that. So she started liking shady tweets regarding the GoFundMe as a scam. So it really sparked a conversation. Obviously, this formed widespread speculation. However, for some of us, it didn't come as quite a surprise. See, the thing was, many of us drama channels were keyed in before the 3rd of August, ages before Kaylee unfollowed Taylor and liked those shady tweets. Kaylee didn't want to be the first to comment, as people would accuse her of being problematic. So instead, Kaylee and Natalia decided to plot seeds with drama channels behind the scenes, so that the atmosphere was just right when Taylor came forward and that no one would believe her. They wanted all the drama channels to be on their side, and they knew big drama channels wouldn't keep up with Twitter drama. So after Kaylee began liking those shady tweets, drama channels like umm261, who I mentioned earlier, was prompted to make a video trying to expose Taylor's GoFundMe as a scam. Of course, that didn't go well with fans, as everything was speculation at that point, and the video painted Taylor in a very negative light, before she even had the opportunity to tell her side of the story. umm261 quickly retracted the video, but fans were still upset, while some fans started excluding Taylor from Kaylee and Natalia after the shady tweets. Other drama channels like Xylee Gets Real and Savannah shared their views about umm261's video, saying that it was distasteful and it took away from the bigger picture. Shortly after Taylor posted that the GoFundMe wasn't the reason for her falling out with the girls, and asked people to stop speculating, what she didn't know was that Kaylee and Natalia already went behind her back, blaming her for frauding people with her GoFundMe. umm261, after getting criticism for her video, decided to post this community post but people called her out for her biased nature. People were saying that when umm261 was Anna's fan, she jumped on the Taylor hate train. When she was Taylor's fan, she jumped on the Anna hate train. And now when she was Kaylee's fan, she jumped right back on the Taylor hate train. She believed that this GoFundMe was a scam and jumped right into making a video without asking for any confirmation at all. People were mad and she quickly deleted the video. She made this community post but still incited that Taylor was frauding people and said she would be reporting Taylor once again, not waiting for Taylor's side. People criticized her heavily under the community post, that she ended up deleting it altogether. She then made a second community post after fans told her Kaylee was liking shady tweets about her video. Decided she didn't care until she was on the receiving end of Kaylee's shade. In her second community post, she stated that Kaylee was a mean girl, and it's lucky that Taylor hasn't ended up hurting herself. She also pinned a comment stating that Kaylee told her the only reason she stayed with Anna so long was because she didn't want Taylor to win. She also stated that on the day Kaylee exposed Anna, she was really mad that Taylor was siding with her, as it seemed like Taylor was stealing the spotlight and was doing it just to one-up on her. She also stated that Kaylee told her that the other drama channels were weird, especially that girl with the Indian accent, implying me. And that's why she confides in She told people to not ignore the red flags like she did before. The only problem that I have with is that she waited to be shaded by Kaylee to expose all this. She knew all of this beforehand and only chose to speak up when she was personally disrespected by Kaylee. Of course, I was really mad about the Indian accent comment and her calling me weird for it. And after I spent so much time sharing her story for her, and this is what I wrote regarding that comment. I stated racist. I'm assuming she's referring to me when she said especially that girl with an Indian accent, because I'm not American. I didn't realize there was a certain accent required to share her story or you're considered annoying. I'm not Indian. I'm not even Asian. I'm black. Not that it matters where I'm from. This is a type of racism I fight daily. For us to take time to try and spread awareness and share her story just for her to shit on every drama channel that helped her get her story exposure is absolutely disgusting. Kaylee, where is that same energy you extended to Colin Barry when he came out with his story against those racially harassing him? I'm sorry to anyone who has experienced racism. It hurts and it shouldn't be happening in this day and age. Then went on to expose Kaylee even more, stating that Natalia was visibly annoyed that she wasn't getting her way with video because of the backlash, and stated that after the GoFundMe scan, the only reason Natalia offered to repair her friendship with Taylor was so that Taylor would delete the tweets exposing her, and stated that the whole GoFundMe scam was orchestrated. Also told people to not ignore the fact that Natalia was right there with Kaylee, telling her that the GoFundMe was a scam. They even manipulated her to take down the video because its purpose was served. Kaylee then got a hold of the situation and stated that was making stuff up. Then shared proof of Kaylee referencing that she didn't want Taylor to win and only stayed with Anna because of that. And this is the biggest bombshell and the reason I don't like stated that Kaylee knew Anna edited the video of Taylor the night of her sexual abuse. She sat there with Anna and edited it to look like Taylor was not drunk and removed Taylor stumbling into a wall, proving Taylor was drunk. And Kaylee spread it online knowing it was a lie. Kaylee didn't correct the video and told months ago. The problem I have with this is that knew of this edited video months ago and sided with Kaylee knowing that. She was helping Anna cover up sexual abuse and only spoke out about it when Kaylee shaded her. She knew Kaylee bullied Taylor with the edited video and said nothing. Natalia also took to Twitter to harass Taylor and even used her trigger word, not knowing that the internet already knew about this trigger word. and Natalia was trying to be subtle about it, but it didn't work out, and she ended up deleting it. Kaylee also jumped on the Taylor harassment train, exposing that Taylor gets sent $2,000 a week and was asking for her bank statement. She even implied that Taylor was not far along in her justice as them, meaning she thinks that she's the better victim, and accused Taylor of wasting money on plane tickets, when in all honesty, I was informed by Slo4n before their trip to Boston that all four of them were already planning on using the GoFundMe on getting to Boston. So they set Taylor up. She further made fun of Taylor buying plane tickets when that was originally the plan. The worst part is that Kaylee made fun of suicide by posting a GIF under Taylor's post of a girl struggling to commit suicide from the same movie that Taylor was quoting. Under another one of Kaylee's posts, someone exposed DMs of her messaging this girl, body shaming her, calling her ugly, fat shaming her for having cellulite, and further calling her ugly. Kaylee implied that it was a fake screenshot, in which the girl then posted a video evidence supporting the reliability of the video. And one of the friends of that girl also confirmed that the screenshots were real. Taylor then also chimed in, saying Kaylee admitted to this to her face and said that she didn't care. Also posted proof stating that Kaylee shading her for her video was funny, considering she told to make it. Another victim of Kaylee then came forward stating that Kaylee came into her DMs calling her ugly simply because this girl stated her opinion on naked bodies on her timeline. Kaylee told her that no matter how long she edits her photos, that she is ugly and that she looked like a pig. She even told her to stop taking photos and that that's the reason she gets no likes, and that modeling agencies would never touch that girl, and that she and all her friends laugh at this girl behind her back. She also further insulted this girl's eyebrows. Also, when posted proof, Kaylee was quick to block her. Also posted DMs of Kaylee sharing Taylor's moon tweets, meaning Kaylee was the mastermind behind Anna's moon theory. Someone called Kaylee out on the suicide GIFs, and Kaylee simply replied with "Relax, it's just a GIF," taking no accountability at all. Also posted further proof that Kaylee was telling her about the GoFundMe scam. Kaylee also revealed Taylor's job by saying that Taylor ditched them to be with a man who gave her $2,000. Taylor later confirmed that that was funny considering Kaylee worked with her that weekend. Also stated that Kaylee shared personal details about Taylor's finances to People also called Kaylee out on the suicide GIF and while having a suicide hotline on her bio while she was making fun of suicide. People also called Kaylee out for shaming girls about their lips while getting lip fillers herself. People also revealed that Kaylee's ex is a known thief and now allegedly a predator, and Kaylee was aware but didn't care. One girl who was roommates with Kaylee's ex-girlfriend stated that Kaylee's ex would bring strangers over to help rape her and even cleaned up the blood, and as well as drugs minors and hands them over to her boyfriends. Kaylee knew about all this and simply didn't care. This is further proof of Kaylee's ex doing horrible things. Also shared further proof that Kaylee wanted to slander Taylor with the orchestrated GoFundMe scam, even calling her an Anna, and asked to make it seem like her and Kaylee didn't speak so Um's video wouldn't appear biased. Also shared another screenshot of her DMs with Kaylee where Kaylee implied that Taylor left them for a man. The next person I'm gonna mention is called Corey Dawn, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, or we'll just call her Dawn. So I reached out to her and asked her about the story because Kaylee came forward and was starting to blame her and accuse her of things. So I asked for her side of the story, and she's literally the sweetest person. So Dawn created this GoFundMe for Kaylee when she was gonna go to the mental hospital, and right away Kaylee was on board and thankful of her. She only ever talked to her when she needed something and would ask to share her OnlyFans, but she never bothered responding to Dawn unless it was for something that benefited Kaylee. So up until the stuff with Taylor, she supported her completely, and she thought she was like this great person. And of course she thought she was this great person. She created this whole GoFundMe for her. And what does she get out of it? Someone brought to her attention that she was lying about what happened with the GoFundMe to make it seem less hypocritical towards Taylor. And Dawn had told me that Kaylee was messaging drama channels saying that she never even wanted the GoFundMe and she didn't find out about it until she was out of the hospital, which is false. And Kaylee went on with this narrative that it was out of her hands and she had no control over it and whatnot. And Dawn even found out that many people asked Kaylee for refunds when they found out she was donating the money. But instead of telling Dawn about it, instead she blocked them. She blocked these people asking for refunds. And she also told drama channels that she couldn't do anything about that because she didn't control the money. But she never even informed Dawn that, hey, these people are asking for refunds. What can we do about it? Basically, Dawn had no idea up until recently when people were like, hey, I asked for a refund a long time ago, but Kaylee never gave it to us. So another thing was that she decided to donate and then she announced it on her social media and then just assumed that Dawn knew about it. So imagine posting about yourself donating the money to the GoFundMe without even telling the person who has access to the GoFundMe beforehand. And she went on to say that Kaylee even claimed that Dawn was lying about not knowing. And Dawn made it clear to me that she did know, but the problem was that she just didn't know until later, which is when she got in trouble with the GoFundMe for not letting them know on the site that the money was being donated. Because if Kaylee had told her previously, then when you change the GoFundMe and say, okay, we got more money than we needed and we are going to donate it, then it will inform the people who donated to it and they can request for a refund, which Kaylee didn't do. So Dawn was really nice in explaining all of this to me. And when Dawn set the record straight on all these things that happened, she was accused of lying about it. And she lashed out on Dawn. She tagged her to get people to send hate to her. And then eventually, when people were like, wait, that's not adding up, she ended up blocking Dawn. And the funny part is she didn't only block Dawn, she also blocked me and many others who were holding Kaylee accountable. And not only that, Kaylee went on and blocked anyone who liked my posts or liked Taylor's post that is not even related to the GoFundMe whatsoever. So Kaylee was going through, she blocked people, she blocked me, she blocked Taylor, she blocked Dawn, but then she was going through our likes to block anyone who liked our posts. Another person that I'm gonna mention is Savannah. Savannah is another drama channel. She used to make videos about this whole Anna Campbell situation, and she got really close with Kaylee. They started talking behind the scenes, and basically Savannah was still supporting Kaylee after everything that came out. And she only chose to speak about it months later when Maddy turned on Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor. You can pause to read it. When Savannah was questioned for supporting Kaylee after she made fun of suicide, she replied with laughing my ass off. She then stated that she laughed because she didn't believe it, even after all the proof was posted on Twitter, and people even messaged her about all this drama, and she still chose to ignore it and acted like she was completely oblivious to everything. Savannah also stated that during the whole GoFundMe scam, way before it was made public, Savannah and many other big drama channels such as Slo4n, Repzilla, and all these other channels were put into this group chat by Natalia, and Natalia was accusing Taylor of frauding people and stuff before Taylor even had a chance to explain her side of the story. Now moving on to Maddy. Maddy is also not completely innocent in all this. She has harassed so many people on Twitter on countless backup accounts, phone numbers, and asking her close ones to invade private Discord servers to harass people. She also stated that she was manipulated by Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor and Anna, but then she knew all of this evidence about Kaylee and how they orchestrated this whole GoFundMe, and she still partook in it. She has also bullied people to the point of self-harm, and some are even pursuing legal actions against her. And to top it all off, after she turned against Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor, she aided Anna with evidence in court against them. And another girl by the name Raya. She said Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor and Anna are all evil. But out of spite for Kaylee, Natalia, and Taylor, she supplied evidence for Anna to win her court case. Maddy and Savannah also went on live stream saying disgusting comments about someone being a stepmom and made fun of her for posting her cats on Twitter and exposed her addiction because this girl called Maddy out for harassing her on multiple accounts and phone numbers. The last person I'm going to mention is Slo4n. Slo4n has been talking to me for a very long time, but I soon realized he would only reply when he was about to make a new video on Anna and wanted me to review it for mistakes. We spoke on Instagram at first and then eventually moved to Twitter. On 3rd August, he messaged me telling me about the GoFundMe being a scam, way before Kaylee and Natalia had any problems with Taylor. They told Slo4n that Taylor was frauding people, but they still decided to go to Taylor's house acting like nothing happened, and caused a fight and disrespected her at her own home. They told drama channels that Taylor was frauding people, but it took a few weeks for the fight to actually break out. Slo4n, who was close with Natalia and is still close with Natalia, backtracked about the girls using the GoFundMe for going to Boston after Kaylee made fun of Taylor using it for plane tickets. He said I read the messages wrong when I called him out. Natalia was definitely in Slo4n's ears. Suddenly, I was told by Slo4n that he might have spread fake information when I know what I read on August 3rd, way before the public fight. This is proof of Kaylee blaming Taylor about the GoFundMe when that was originally the plan. And they were scared that all of this will come to light, so I was blocked. Slo4n would also come to me for tea, and then would run to Natalia and say that I was a random account after I've been speaking to him for a while, and I helped him with his video. He also lied that I shared something which I never did about Maddy online. When I confronted him, he stuck with the notion that I'm random, even though the tea that he was originally going to tell me was what I shared with him. At this point, we have been conversing for a while, but to famous Natalia, he said I was random, basically stating that I'm a nobody. After confronting him about it, he never replied. And he was well aware of Kaylee and Natalia's actions. I told him Kaylee and Natalia were causing drama, exposing Taylor's work, using her trigger word, etc. But apparently to him, he doesn't care because it's all just Twitter drama. And he was more concerned with the GoFundMe scam that was disproven. I even made a Google Drive for him to see all the tweets for himself of Kaylee and Natalia harassing people and Taylor. He even asked me to make a video exposing everything, but I was waiting for Taylor's side at the time. He knew Kaylee and Natalia orchestrated the GoFundMe scam and bullied Taylor, but still remained friends with them, and even met up with Natalia at her home after all this. Savannah also called Slo4n out for being biased, and I called her out for doing the same. She blocked me after that. Slo4n also posted this to his story of someone calling him unbiased, as a dig to those calling him out. Lastly, I will post Taylor's post explaining her side of the GoFundMe scam. Pause it to read it. And I know this video was a lot, and I exposed a lot, but to be honest, I needed to collect myself after everything that happened. This all happened in a span of a few months, and I felt like I needed to just air everything out because a lot of people were harassed, not only me, but others. And I'm finally at a place where I'm ready to share everything and my side of the story as well. So I really appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video, and thank you for hearing me out. I really love you all.